yeah, I've never heard that before. Recording in progress.
All right, go for it.
Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of The Kickout. I go by the name of Skinner.
I go by the name of Ace.
I'm Tay.
What up, Tay?
What up, Tay?
Hey.
You've been missing.
I have. Been extremely busy. I'm back for Money in the Bank, obviously.
I heard they're calling you M.I.A.T.B. That's what they're calling you.
Exactly.
Yes, you're back for Money in the Bank because this weekend, Sunday just gone, and last night was Monday Night Raw. We had Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Actually, I thought it was freaking awesome. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely loved it.
Definitely one of the best pay-per-views we've seen in a minute, to be fair. Yeah, absolutely. Man. They definitely... I feel like we've said this as well. Like when the crowds come back, they're going to start pulling it out. And obviously, we've had a lot of criticism during the Thunderdome era. And maybe they were just waiting for the crowds to come back to give the crowds exactly what they wanted. And they did. I feel like they really delivered this weekend. Even yesterday, we'll get to yesterday in terms of Monday Night Raw, but I thought Money in the Bank was excellent.
I feel now we're going to see, because the crowds are finally back, we're going to finally see the creative juices flowing from both brands in terms of AEW and WWE. If that, that clash is going to go ahead properly from now on. Unless, strike, touch wood, and there's no other like pandemic coming in to lock us down again, which is obviously might happen. But anyway, but this could be a really chance to see the creative juices flow because yes, I absolutely agree. I think they were saving a lot of their best stuff for when the crowds are back, clearly. So we're going to get into that, but we can't get into that yet because we have a special interview before we start talking about the news of wrestling.
That's right. Now, this is a little bit late because I had the opportunity just before Money in the Bank to catch up with one member of the New Day, Kofi Kingston, before he took on Bobby Lashley in his title shot at WWE Money in the Bank. And this is what went down. Check this out. Let's go. All right. One Extra, Ace, BBC Radio 1 Extra in the house. And this coming Sunday, I'm so super excited to talk to this guy. I feel like we got a lot to talk about. And one of my favorite wrestling moments of all time happened. And I was there to witness it. And I haven't had an opportunity to speak to him since. And this weekend, he has an opportunity to do it all over again. I want to say welcome back to BBC Radio 1 Extra. My guy, Kofi Kingston. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm blessed, man. All the better for seeing you. I got to say, like, again, one of my favorite wrestling moments of all time. I was there at the MetLife Stadium. It was 2 years ago. You won your first WWE championship. And I'm pretty sure you've answered this question so many times. The weight of that moment and what it meant to everybody in the arena and across the world. Like, do you ever think back about that moment and the weight of what it meant to you and your fans and just people everywhere?
Yeah, man, for sure. I tend to not really think about a lot of things that have happened in the past in my career because I feel like I'm still doing it. So, when it's all said and done, I'll take a good look back. But I will say, man, 2019 WrestleMania, I'm almost forced to look back at it because, people on social media keep sending me messages about it. And they still, even 2 years later, are talking about how much it affected them and just how much of an impact it has had on their lives. It's amazing to sit back and think about what that moment meant, not only to myself as a kid who had a dream to become a WWE superstar, and I'd be fantasizing in my front yard about winning the WWE championship, with the kids in the neighborhood. That's the vision that I had, that was like what I was pretending to be. And then you fast forward years later through all the hard work and sacrifice and dedication that it happened. I mean, myself, Big E and Woods, like, that was always the goal to have someone in the group hold the highest title, and we did that through, again, hard work, sacrifice, dedication, a lot of ridicule. A lot of people told us that we wouldn't be anything, they laughed at us, literally told us that we sucked in arenas, and there we were, so and, not to mention, like, for people of color, man, like, you had never seen an African-born WWE champion. You never saw that. And especially for kids out there, it's so important to, to let them know that anything is possible because it has actually happened. You know, they talk about seeing is believing. So, you know, there were a lot of people that never thought that they would have that moment, that they would never see that moment. But then on a grander scale, the fact that I struggled for 11 years, like the whole situation transcended race. You know, it hit on a human level because we have all struggled for something that we didn't think that we could get, something that people told us that we weren't good enough for, something that people told us that we would never, you know, accomplish. That's why so many people were able to identify with this storyline. So for me to be at the center of all of that, and it's just, you know, it's mind blowing to think, almost overwhelming to think. And like when I vocalize it and like talk about it, like I start getting emotional and my voice starts kind of like quivering and whatnot, because at the end of the day, I'm just a dude who decided to follow his dream, you know, and I've been able to have this incredible moment that has impacted so many different people across so many different situations and scenarios. So yeah, it's really humbling. It's really humbling to think about how you know, just how impactful that moment was.
Did it surprise you? Because me, as a black kid watching wrestling, I didn't feel like I'd ever see that moment. So I understood the weight of that moment for me. But I was in the arena and I saw white people crying, old white men, young white. I saw it was just a moment where color didn't even. It was bigger than the color. Like, did that surprise you that it was a moment that was bigger than race?
Yeah, it didn't surprise me because I have had the opportunity and the honor of connecting with so many people that have been WWE fans over the past decade plus, where, you know, they come from all backgrounds, man. Like we're all the same people at the end of the day, you know. We all have the same struggles. We all know what it feels like to struggle. And I think that by connecting with the WWE universe, over a decade, you know, we get to an arena and there'll be like hundreds of people lined up just waiting to see their favorite WWE superstars go by. I try to make a little time to go out and say hello to everybody and, you know, shake hands and talk to people and really connect with people. We're in airports, same thing. And whenever I see a member of the WWE universe or someone who might be a fan, and they come up to me and they want an autograph or they want to talk, I'll always try to make some time, even if only a few seconds, to say hello and really try to connect. And not that the goal was to, you know, garner their support. Like, I'm going to cash in on all this support. Remember when I said hello to you, I want you to support me 10 years down the road. That was never the goal. But I think that is one of the effects, you know, one of the things that has happened coincidentally from doing all that and connecting with so many people, that by the time I got to that moment, like everybody wanted for me to achieve that success because of the connection that we've had over the years. So yeah, I think that like I said before too, like everybody can identify with struggle, whether you're white, black, you know, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, you know what it's like to struggle. So when you saw me on there struggling, and you know, you've seen me struggling to get to this point for literally 11 years. Some people might have started off as 4-year-old fans, and then by the time they're 14, they get to see Kofi Kingston. You know, say if you think about that, like 8 years, the difference between like 8 and 18, being a boy, becoming a man, like I've been on television doing this. I've been on television doing this for that amount of time. So in a lot of ways, we kind of like, as my career was growing and I was growing up in my career, people were growing up too. So we kind of grew up together in a lot of different ways. So yeah, just the WWE has such a far reach all over the world. So a very long-winded way to say that I wasn't really surprised that it was able to touch so many people. That's just the way that we do things at WWE. We connect with a lot of people all over the world.
The fans really made that moment. So I mean, I keep saying I was there. I like to flex and say, yo, I was there. But the fans really made that moment. What has it been like the last 18 months? Like not having the fans there, not having that energy, because they are like they're like the third person on when we're watching our TV screen. They really involved in it. They help make the show. What's it been like performing without the fans?
Man, and I've said this in every single interview, that the Thunderdome was great for what it was. I think it was a bridge to get us through a crazy, wild time in the world, this pandemic, where people still wanted some kind of entertainment, and we were able to bring people in and allow them to see themselves on TV, on LED screens. Great, you know, you can still watch a live television experience and see yourself there. We kind of worked with the scraps that we were given, you know, but from a performance aspect, it was very strange to be able to, you know, have to go out into an arena. Your music hits and you run out and you're hyped and there's nobody there. You know, like all the sound is being piped in. And it's cool, like I said, for what it was, but there's nothing that can really replace the energy of a live crowd, an authentic crowd, actual human flesh screaming, jumping around, and being excited to see you. You know, there's a level of energy there that is it's unreplaceable. You know, you can't manufacture it truly. So yeah, I mean, I'll be so happy to have people there, because a lot of people know that when the New Day's in the ring, we're messing with the crowd so much that we don't even really know what's going on inside the ring. You know, I might be over here like throwing pancakes at somebody. Oh, I got a match to get, you know, a match to fight right now. So for us in particular, like the crowds are paramount. You know, the people are paramount. You know, we really thrive on having the people be there, and again, to feel that energy, as I'm sure everybody on the roster does as well.
Do you feel like, because I feel like the crowd is a great indication of whether you're doing a good thing or a bad thing, if they're feeling what you're doing or not. Do you feel like there's been more focus on what's going on social media at the moment? The wrestling internet community is very outspoken and they speak up. Do you feel like yourself and the other performers are paying more attention to what's going on online?
I mean, I don't necessarily pay a whole lot of attention to what's going on the internet community, because I think a lot of people will go out of their way to you know, to try and be cool. So they want to like say like some negative stuff, you know what I mean? But you know, so you got to like really sift through that with the fine tooth comb. But yeah, it's kind of the only gauge that we have right now, right? Like, you know, you don't know if anything is good or bad. I think you really have to kind of like, you know, especially now more than ever, it forced you to really like feel the situation. Like you have to be a member of the crowd as well as the performer, you know? So yeah, I mean, you know, not to say that the people on the internet's opinions are not taken into consideration or anything like that, but sometimes it can be very different from having a live crowd there. A lot of times you have people who will be reacting and cheering and doing all this live, but then online you hear a lot of people being like, you know, negative and, you know, wanting to like be cool and say, oh, well, this is the way that you should have done it. And, you know, they have this keyboard courage and they'll be typing, you know, insults and things like that. But yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think that, yeah, once we have like the live crowds, that's really a better barometer of like what is, and a more of an immediate barometer of like what is entertaining, what should be done more, what should be done less. You know, we kind of take it all into consideration, and then we either go one direction or we go the other, and that really is what we're made up of.
You're definitely a veteran now, and you've got a Hall of Fame career already. Do you feel like you look like you're having the most fun now compared to you as a rookie? Like, can you compare the two, like early Kofi to Kofi today? What, like, are you having more fun today than you were having back in the day?
100% now. 100% now. You know what I think it is? It's like, you know, you go to like a family reunion and you have, you know, your grandmother, grandpa, or old uncle who just doesn't care anymore. And he'll just say whatever he wants to say. You go out there, you know, he's going to have a good time regardless of what's going on in the family. He's going to just do whatever he wants to do. I think I'm not quite at that point yet, but I have a lot more fun out there. I think early in my career, I was really kind of like stressed out about, okay, well, I have to make sure like this move is right, and I have to make sure that like this happens and that happens. And the more experience that I've had, like if something goes off the rails, like that's when it gets fun, right? Like you have situations where like people be hitting the ropes and then the top rope will snap. Well, you can't stop the match, right? So now you have to figure out how to do what you want to do with the top rope snap. You might be a high flyer. How am I going to hit my shooting star press off the top rope? Not that I would ever do that. I can't do any of that stuff. But how could they hit that shooting star press off the top rope? But there's no top rope. So that's when it gets fun for us with this level of improv. And I've been in so many different situations where it's gone awry. I mean, the crowd might not know, but then, you know, as performers, we just adjust. You know, we figure out a way to do it. And then you get back there and it's like, man, I'm really good at what I do. You know what I mean? I'm really good at this because this went off the rails and I was able to keep it on the rails. And, you know, it just makes you feel good about yourself and the way that you perform and your ability. So, yeah, I think now I'm a lot more just laid back, man. And, you know, ready to take on anything, a lot more confident now than I was early in my career, as you would expect would happen with time and experience. So, Yeah, man, that's it. I'm just out there having fun.
We hear a lot of really I watch a lot of documentaries and a lot of like specials about wrestling back in the day, and we hear some really like horror stories when it comes to black wrestlers and some of the stuff that they went through. It feels like those lines are totally erased now. You look at the current roster, who the champions are. You got Bobby and you got Bianca Belair, and you guys and you guys are on T. It just seems amazing and an amazing time to be a black wrestler in general.
Yeah.
Do you feel like those lines are totally gone? Is there still a lot of work to be done?
I think there's always work to be done. There's always work to be done. But as far as like, who can get to what point, I think very little of it has to do with race. I don't think that people are sitting in meetings saying like, well, we need a black superstar in this role, so now we're going to do this, and we need a white superstar in this role. Like, it's not about that anymore. It's about going out and entertaining. Like I said before, like our fan base is so incredibly diverse. We are broadcast all over the world. So I think you're starting to see that. I mean, you've been seeing that with the WWE roster over the past like decade or so. As we get more diverse, you have people from India, people from China, people from Japan, people from South America, people from Canada, people from all over the world, which is really kind of a representation of the products right now and where we're broadcast. Like, you would be wise to have people representing the areas in which you are broadcast. And then by the other side of the coin is that, like, we've been broadcasting in these places for so long. Of course you would have a kid in someplace across the world that becomes a fan and wants to be a WWE superstar. So now he pursues the dream, and now he comes over to the Performance Center and he works his way up, because that's the goal. That's what we've been doing. We've been putting ourselves out there in different parts of the world. So of course we're going to garner fans and people who have aspirations to become WWE superstars from all over the world. So I think it's a beautiful time, man. Like you said, man, not just black, but really kind of anywhere, but like I said before, like, it was very important for myself as the first ever African-born WWE champion to have that happen, because now I know for a fact that kids over in Ghana have seen me and they've said, oh my gosh, like, Kofi Kingston was the best wrestler in the world. You know what I mean? He was the champion. And when I took the title back to Ghana in 2019, I could see that look in their eyes when a very Ghanaian name was on the WWE title. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kofi is like Mike or John. You know what I'm saying? Like, a very, very popular name and very Ghanaian. So when you see that as a child, I'm quick. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that affect your life? You don't expect me to even be there, let alone be there as the champion. So it was very important for me to take that title back to Ghana for that reasons. But, for everybody there, of course, but particularly for the children who, they have their whole lives ahead of them. They and the world is, there's so many infinite possibilities that if you could just find a way to believe in yourself and pursue those opportunities, then there's so many doors open, So if I can have a small piece in opening a door for a young child somewhere in the world, then like, I'm doing my job. That's really what matters most to me.
All right, we got to wrap up soon, but I got to say, I loved seeing you in Ghana. And every time I speak to you, I say, look, I want to see you defend the WWE Championship in Ghana. You're going to win it Sunday, and we need to see that happening, man. We need that.
Hey, yeah. Well, one step at a time. I got to beat Bobby first, then we can talk about, where we're going to be defending and all that. But it will be amazing, man. They welcomed me with such open arms. When I went back in 2019, I hadn't been there since 1994. So it was a long time coming that I've been wanting to go there for a while. And before you know it, like, life starts happening. You become a WWE superstar, and you just, you start missing everything. And to take a vacation and go somewhere just wouldn't have been possible. So the fact that even happened, and then on top of all of that, when the president declared 2019 as the year of return, like, how is that the year that I win the WWE Championship? So there's a lot of like just serendipitous moments that I
was just aligning.
Happened, So yeah, it's it was meant to be. It was meant to be. I believe that in my heart. So but yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. We got to get there first, one day at a time. We keep on moving forward, and then we figure it all out as it happens.
All right, we wish you all the best this coming Sunday against Bobby Lashley. We know you can do it, brother. And
Yes,
hopefully
sir.
Kofi Mania all over again. Much love, bro.
Hey. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Good to talk to you.
You too, bro.
I can see her defending it at SummerSlam. I can see her defending it pay-per-views after that, and then losing it at Survivor Series. I can see that. And then maybe, but yeah, Tay's right. Like that's probably going to be the plan. Like when she does finally lose it, she'll start. That's when her super prowess will come into play. So it can work. It can work. It's not for me. It's not for Tay. It's not for you, Ace. But it's it's for Max. Anyway, we miss you, Max. We heard you're not really feeling well at the moment. We wish you a speedy recovery, my brother. We love you very dearly. And Flea, we miss you as well. Get your ass back on the podcast. Stop drinking alcohol and watching birds fly. All right, let's go. After Nikki won Money in the Bank, we had that Roman, the backstage promo with the Bloodline, Reigns, Usos, Heyman, all in the back. Reigns said he's very proud of them, but said that, proud of you more than anything, Jimmy, because you're taking my orders. And he said Jay, said very proud of you, Jay, because you're taking my orders. And Jimmy, you got a lot to learn, but you're learning from your brother. And he made a little reference to the whole.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know what? I always assumed that Roman was the younger cousin.
Me too. Is he not?
No, he's not. He's a year older than him.
Is he? Oh.
Yeah, I always assumed.
No, that makes sense.
I always assumed he was their younger cousin.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I think Reigns is a year younger than me. Or maybe
yeah.
A year younger than me, or maybe my age.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Usos are a year younger than Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry. The next match was AJ Styles almost versus the Viking Raiders. This was a good match.
Are the Viking Raiders over?
They're not.
And are they the Viking Raiders or the Experience? Which one are they?
Oh, sorry. I called them Viking Raiders. Sorry.
Okay,
Viking Experience. It's Viking Experience. Yeah.
No, it's not. I thought it was Raiders.
No, so did I.
They changed it back to Raiders. They did.
I thought they changed it. I heard this weekend, Monday and Sunday, I've heard both names from commentary.
Oh, I only listen when I hear Raiders. I'm like,
let me see. I'm gonna Google it now.
Yeah.
What comes up? Viking Experience. No, what comes up is tours in
in Norway.
In Norway.
Exactly.
Let me put WWE next to it. I think it is Raiders.
Is it back to Raiders now?
It's Viking Raiders.
Okay.
Raiders, yeah.
Are they over or are they forcing this?
No, it's not. What it is, right? They know they're a great tag team.
So
what I'm liking is, they're not over.
Okay.
They're not over either. If that makes any sense. It's not like they don't have any like go away heat. People are like interested in them.
Yeah.
But what I do like is they are booked strong in their matches.
Okay.
So like they might not be over, but it's not going to be easy for any tag team to beat them. That's why it wasn't easy for AJ and Omos to beat them. You know what I mean? And I like that. That's what I want to see, because I want Viking Raiders to really truly to be booked kind of like Legion of Doom. My personal opinion, not as strong as them because they were booked hella strong, but you know what I mean, like a badass tag team that is difficult to beat. You know what I mean? That's what I'm liking. There were some good spots in this match. There was a great spot with Omos through AJ, kind of like the Cass and Enzo spot where you throw them out of the ring. Almost threw AJ out the ring and he whipped a Hurricane on. I think I can't remember the Viking winner's name now because they changed it.
Eric Conniver.
All right, Eric Conniver.
Eric or Ivor? Is it Eric and Ivor?
Okay.
Ivor.
I think it was Eric. So AJ did a Hurricane on Eric, and that was a great spot. There was a nice near fall finish from the Viking Raiders on AJ and Omos as well. So they look really strong, but obviously AJ and Omos got the win. What are you guys thinking about AJ and Omos? Are you still happy to see them with the belts and carry this on, or you just kind of want them to kind of go their own ways? Or what do you think?
I just don't know where, like, how far, like, what else can we do that it's gonna be a bit boring soon. Like, it was fun at the time, but then it's like, unless they have like people that we genuinely feel can beat them, I don't know. And I'm although everybody is like in awe of Omos, I don't think we really do. I feel like he needs AJ.
Omos definitely needs AJ.
Can he be a solo star? No.
So he's not ready yet. He definitely needs AJ.
I feel like it would have just been better as a like Shawn Diesel situation rather than tag team champions.
I agree. That could still happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe after when they finally lose the belt, AJ will tried to be a number one contender again. It doesn't go his way. Almost supposed to have his back. AJ blames Almost. That's when AJ does the turn. OJ almost knocks out AJ, whatever, and he has a very strong solo push that Vince will push.
I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready, man.
No, it doesn't matter. Vince does it all the time. You don't have to be ready. If you're big, you're getting a push. How many champions? Carl Lee was champion. Ready to what? That man wasn't ready at all. And like Vince, he loves it. Yes, you know, he's pushing. Oh no. All right. Kofi versus Lashley. You kind of mentioned this earlier on the pod, Ace. Kofi was squashed. I did love Kofi's He-Man Skeletor tribute on his ring attire. Did you notice that, Ace?
Yeah.
That was dope. And
they always do, like their ring attire, the ring, what they wear to the ring. They always get it right, man. They smash it every time.
Because they had Power Rangers recently. They did Mortal Kombat recently. Now that He-Man's coming back to Netflix.
Remember the Gears of War? Was that WrestleMania they did?
That was WrestleMania, Gears of War.
That was amazing, man. All of that stuff. Great.
But it
was a squash, basically.
Yeah.
Super squash.
What is there to talk about, really? Yeah. Lashley destroyed Kofi. I see Kofi tweeted after the match, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean, like, if you're Kofi and they're like, look, yeah, this is how the match is going to go, do you not fight that a little bit and be like, no, I'm not having it?
Because A, let's be honest, does this hurt Kofi? It doesn't.
No, not really.
Kofi's such a star that he can lose like this twice to Lashley and Lesnar, and still it doesn't affect him. Like he's calm. B, it makes Lashley look strong, and that's what we need. I'm gonna be real, guys. I know Lashley's not the best in-ring wrestler, but we need an African-American wrestler that's a badass. That's a world champion. We need it. I need it. I need to see this. And that's what I'm seeing right now. And I'm going to be real with you guys. Yes, Goldberg. So obviously we're going to talk about this later, but obviously Goldberg's the next opponent. And of course, Goldberg's going to look a bit strong. He's going to have some offense against Lashley. But Lashley needs to destroy Goldberg too.
He needs to.
So there we go.
He better.
I don't think he'll destroy him, but he'll beat him.
He better.
No. Goldberg is not beating Lashley.
Well, that's. I mean, if Goldberg he lost to Drew clean, you can't come now and beat Lashley. Sorry,
he's not going to beat Lashley because what's the point of breaking up the Hurt Business?
Exactly.
I'm riding on this because I'm like, you broke up the Hurt Business, but because you're doing this with Lashley, I'm letting it slide. So that's the thing. All right. You know what was a good match that I didn't have no excitement for? Charlotte versus Ria Ripley. This match was awesome. What did you think of this, Tay?
Do you know what? I don't know why I'm always surprised when Charlotte wins over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know, though. The match was good. I really like the match. And I like that Ria, she's coming on well. Like Charlotte is, even though I do feel Charlotte is still a bit selfish in the ring, she's learning from her. So it was a good match. Just, do we always need Charlotte to win just to bring up her belt, like how many belts she's had? Because that's literally all it was.
Yeah, obviously, yes, Charlotte did win. She's become the 12th time women's champion. This is obviously, this has always been in the cards for Charlotte. As soon as they signed her in NXT, and you can see Triple H just like, I can't wait to put you on the main roster and make you win as much titles as your daddy. That was always the plan, which obviously, you know, a lot of fans don't like. I'm not really a big fan of it either. But I have to say, she was amazing in this match. I have to say, like, this match was awesome, and obviously big up to Ria Ripley too. There's 2 parts in the match, so she played her part too. She was awesome. But I felt like Charlotte controlled this really well. Like even when the match, nobody really cared about the match because the build-up was so shit. So you had the fans, you know, chanting Becky, Charlotte flipped the bird, controlled that. Them two put on a clinic that had from the crowds from booing them to, you know, actually cheering and chanting. This match is awesome. The freaking what's that move again? When she does
natural selection off the top rope. Yeah, that's
And
it.
then dragging her off the ring, putting the leg on kicking the steps more than like 3 times, putting her on the figure 8. Like Charlotte was vicious as she always is. And one of the greats of all time, Charlotte. I have to say that, man. She's one of the greats. She's like her daddy. Like she's one of the greats of all time. So
can I say something controversial?
And you can before you say something. I love Rhea Ripley. I just don't want to see her as champion, if I'm honest with you.
And just to add to what you've just said, she's great, amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
But she is not. I think they thought she was going to be more over on the main roster than she is, and she's not.
No.
She's not. She ain't quite there. It's not like when Asuka came from NXT. I feel like they thought that she would have that same kind of pop and people would really care as much. They don't. So I don't feel like she'll have the title again anytime soon. When there's a lot of work to do. Not a lot, but just more work than they assumed they would have to.
Yeah.
Like it's just because she's very different. She's a very different wrestler to anyone else.
Yeah.
Any other woman on the roster. And it's gonna take the crowd a bit of time to kind of get used to her style, the way she is. And it's kind of like it's more obviously more British style than, you know, like that kind of silly kind of push and pull kind of thing. So I think it's just going to take people time to warm to her, but once she does,
she's a great worker though. A great wrestler. All right, let's talk about the men's Money in the Bank match. This is one of the best Money in the Bank matches I have ever seen. This was brilliant from start to finish. I have no complaints. I probably might watch it again before I go sleep tonight. It's that good. Like I really enjoyed this match. Can I just say something? You know, when this man, I know why he got heat, yeah, because it was just uncalled for him to even like just butt in and chat shit about other wrestlers, yeah.
Ricochet.
Yeah, it was uncalled for. But can I just be real with you guys, yeah? He wasn't wrong though. I'm gonna say this, yeah, and I've watched wrestling all my life. Like, he's one of the best high flyers I have ever seen.
Facts.
In my life.
Facts.
Like, and I can understand why he, like, it's a bit of a weird thing to do because, like, it's not like Io Shirai was coming out saying, "Hey, I'm better than Ricochet." She wasn't doing that, so that's why I didn't back what Ricochet did. I was like, "Well, she's not sending shots to you, bro. So don't be, you know what I mean? Don't be doing that." But I kind of get it. Like, you're sitting in your bed, you look at a tweet, and something I talk about somebody else flying. You're like, "Hold on, where's my name?
Yeah,
where's my fucking name, boy?"
Trust me.
So
I've just seen the nominations for the Rated Awards Best DJ of the Year, and where's my name? Where's my fucking name? Like, where is my name? Yeah? Like, you can't talk about radio and not talk about me. Are you all right? Oh my God. But yeah, that's what I get it. Skillet he's gone. What happened? Yeah. No, I get it. Like, people are talking about something that you do that you feel you're the best at. How can they not mention you? Like, how can you not be mentioned when people are talking about the best at anything?
And you're visibly one of the best. Like, you actually are. You're not just like, you're not arrogant. You actually are.
It's like, Tay's so spot on. It's like, there's no debate, really.
No debate.
like if MJ walked in and said, "Yo, I'm the best of this music thing," you can't really. Like, I'm here. You see me every night doing this thing. Who can do that? Now, you're right. He's actually the best, 100%. He was doing stuff. You know what I would love to see? There's a guy, I don't know if you guys know about El Hijo del Vaquino. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but he's from Mexico. He's an amazing high flyer as well. I just want to see him and Ricochet lock horns because, yeah, I think, and I know Triple H has got his eye on him. He's obviously in AAA and stuff, but I know Triple H has got his eye on him for sure. So he'll probably be coming to NXT very soon. But yeah, let's talk about this match. I mean, this match was outstanding. Ricochet was brilliant. Drew McIntyre was good. Kevin Owens was taking these crazy, dangerous spots like he did on SmackDown with the elbow, and he did it again. I don't remember much from Nakamura. Did a few things. Riddle did a few things. Riddle did that. He's the one that tipped the ladder, isn't it? When Ricochet did that forward flip. Yeah, so he did tip the ladder. And what I like about Riddle is Riddle's playing this character like he's a proper WWE fan, isn't he?
Yes. He's like, oh my God. Like, yeah.
but he does it really well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He does it really well. And I mean, that ending.
Amazing.
When Seth hit Riddle with the curb stomp on the ladder, tried to go up to get the Money in the Bank, and then Big E catches him. And the I was like,
ending off the rope.
What he did, and I was like, how is he gonna do this and get back up? Like that's exactly. And then he did it perfection as well.
Yeah.
This shows how great Seth and Big E both are to do that spot flawlessly off a ladder, and how high that ladder was as well. And then for Big E to get back up, my back would be done, bro.
Amazing ending. Oh, we didn't mention Jinder and Drew. Obviously, they started that feud during the match. Jinder took Drew out with his goons, which I think this is amazing. I really like Jinder in this role, and I'm actually here for a Jinder and Drew feud that's gonna obviously take us through summer to SummerSlam.
Yeah, me too.
I'm actually really. I think it's a great look, and obviously they got the backstory as well.
They got the backstory,
the history. I think it works.
And they're best friends.
Yeah.
And when you're best friends with someone like Drew, would know exactly all the nonsense that. I'm not saying Jinder was a great champion. He wasn't, but like he got a lot of backlash, undeservedly so. I felt right. So Drew would know, like, you know what, you had a bit of a rough time as champion. We're gonna make sure that we show these people how good we both are.
Give him the rub, 100%.
They're gonna have great matches, and Jinder has to win. Jinder has to go over.
You think so?
Yeah, he has to.
Nah,
he has to.
I can't see it.
He'll get a few wins, but he's not going to be the winner of that one.
Nah.
No, like I feel like he doesn't have to win the feud overall, because obviously this is going to go on to several matches.
Yeah.
This won't just be SummerSlam. This will be like SummerSlam and whatever's after that for a couple pay-per-views. So I think Drew should win the feud overall, because Drew's the bigger star and Drew needs to get more elevated. But Jinder needs to win at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Sure. That's the one that people remember. They ain't gonna remember what's gonna happen in Bad Blood.
Is that what's after SummerSlam?
What?
I just said Bad Blood. I just put Bad Blood on the air because I don't know what the pay-per-view is. But you get what I mean. It's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Biggie, man. Biggie.
Come on.
Biggie, man.
I was so emotional for him. You see the bit when he held the briefcase and he was kind of crying.
Yeah.
He was everyone. He deserved. The pop was crazy. People love him. People. Like,
did you see his speech afterwards?
He was speechless, isn't it? Like
no, on the network, he done a speech afterwards, and he was out of character. Like he was just like, "Nah, I'm so happy," and you could see the tears are like here. Wow. It's really good. Go and watch it. Like it's proper.
Can you imagine, guys, when we all three of us saw New Day in 2014 when they debuted, and Vince McMahon tried to give them that church gimmick, and we were like, "Oh God, this is not going to work." And then obviously they turned it around and it became the tag team phenomenon, and we were like, "But did you ever think 2 members of the New Day would ever go on to become world champions?" Because it's going to happen for Big E. This is not a thing where it's not going to happen. It's going to happen for Big E, and who knows what down the line it may happen for Xavier too.
Hopefully he does.
And that's like you never see that.
No,
it's insane. All right, let's talk about this main event, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I just think this pay-per-view was flawless for me, and we'll get into the ratings after this review. Roman Reigns versus Edge, good build-up, good storytelling. Reigns has done great work for the past year and a bit since COVID. Come back, rejuvenated his whole career. He's gonna go down as one of the greats, in my opinion.
100%.
Oh, he's absolutely
killing this.
He's
honestly,
absolutely in his element.
100%.
And I don't care who you are as a wrestling mark, because there could be some people that are still be Reigns haters, but they cannot deny how good he is in this.
He is killing it.
He is smashing it. Edge.
That's when people were saying that couldn't be a heel. He couldn't be a heel. We saw this before, like
100%. 100%. He was
even for like his facial expressions, like the way he's speaking, everything. I thought I'm so excited to hear the back and forth between him and Cena. Mm-hmm. So like, we'll see how that goes, because I know Cena's gonna try and throw him off.
We're gonna get into that.
We'll get into. I feel like Cena, and I don't feel like he will be able to. Like what Reigns is doing right now, you're not gonna be able to penetrate that, my friend.
Well, I'm hoping him and Paul Heyman are getting together as we speak.
Yes.
And are writing a promo that's gonna kill Cena. That's what I'm hoping. But anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. Reigns versus Edge, great build-up. I'm loving how Edge is just back, not for selfish reasons, because Edge has never been about that. He's never been about doing things for the beneficial. I mean, he has been selfish in other areas. Hey! But you know what I mean.
That was a long time ago.
I'm joking.
He's grown. He's grown.
Yeah, he's grown.
He's married now.
Yes. Matt. Yeah. Anyway, and so is Matt. Anyway, but like Edge has always, and when I say always, from like even back in the day, remember he wanted to put Nexus over, and Cena fucked that up.
Yeah.
He always wants to put people over. So I just love the fact that he's come back, not to say, hey, I want to come back and be a new champion again. It may happen for him. He might get rewarded with the belt. Do you get what I mean? He might become a new champion down the line sometime eventually. But he's actually coming here because he wants to work with Reigns. He wants to work with Seth. He wants, you know what I mean? He wants to work with the best. And that's what I'm loving. He's playing his part well. And this match was great. I think it was really good. I'm loving how Roman Reigns takes his time down the ring, takes his time within the wrestling. He just controls the match. I felt this was really a good Reigns coming out party in this character. I felt he was just dominant. I don't think Edge really did much, which he didn't have to. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Edge was working hard to get Reigns over or make Reigns look good. I felt Reigns was just doing a lot of good shit. And Edge just played his part well. He knew to take a back seat, sell for him, when to sell for him. And you know what I mean? Very good match. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's go with Tay first. She's been a Roman Reigns mark since the day I met her. How are you feeling about Reigns in this gimmick? And how did you think about that match?
I love Reigns in this gimmick. Like it's where we needed him to be for years. And I'm glad he's in this role. And I'm glad he's with Paul Heyman. Like it's solid. Like, I don't think they should don't fuck with this WWE. Just leave it to run its course and let it go where it needs to go. Like, it was an amazing match. I love that every time Roman goes, you know, with these big people like John Cena, Edge, even Goldberg, like he learns from them. Like his facial expressions have improved so much. Like he's proper in the role. Like every moment he was in character. He was like, I am the head of this. What are you doing? Like, back off.
How dare
I loved it. It was
how
great.
dare you?
Yeah.
It gives you that, like, how dare you? Like, he's just like he's jarred to be here. Like, don't you know that I'm the best? It's sick. It's sick. It's like it's an annoyance.
Yeah.
Like, don't you...
how can you think you can even come in this ring with me?
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing? How? Yeah. Like, no, it was a great match, and I loved it. I loved the ending as well. I love that this time he didn't tap, and he was just like. Great match. There was
a part in the match where it went viral on Twitter. Did you see when Reigns went to pick up the steel chair? You know how he clicks the bottom to choke Edge out, and there was a woman and her son.
Yeah.
I love you, Roman. She said, "We love you, Roman." She said, "We love you." Yeah, and then the son looked at her mum like. I remembered it at the time. But I don't think I clocked the son at the time. I clocked what the mum said. I didn't clock the son's reaction. So when I saw it again on Twitter, I was like, "Oh, you gotta love wrestling, man." So Reigns obviously, due to interference with Seth Rollins, beats Edge, and then Edge comes back down to fight with, Seth comes back down afterwards to fight with Edge. Edge and Seth fights in the crowd, and then Reigns picks up the mic. When he picked up the mic, I knew. I was like, yeah. But even though the rumors was Cena anyway, I don't know. I didn't know. I was like, someone's coming back. We probably won't be Cena. And then when he said, "Oh, you guys need to acknowledge me now," and the crowd would start moving, and then the Cena music hit. What a pop! John Cena, and that's the pop he's been waiting for. Like Cena's always had great reactions and even great pops. He has had great pops before, but this pop was a thunderous pop. Some people are going a bit too far though.
Yeah, I saw you. Like, I feel like, because I saw you on Twitter talking to somebody about
he went a bit too far
versus the Stone Colds and the Rock Pops.
You can't compare the two.
You can. You actually can. You 100% can.
You know why you can't?
You're hating on Cena.
I'm not hating on Cena.
You can.
I'm not hating on Cena. Can I wait? Let me finish.
Go on.
You know why you can't compare it to Stone Cold and The Rock?
Go on. Because they had it every week.
Week in, week out. Another thing. There's another thing. You're forgetting, bro. This is the first live show.
It doesn't matter.
No way, it does matter.
It doesn't.
The first live show since COVID.
A pop is a pop is a pop.
Did you not hear the crowd throughout the whole night, bro?
I hear
They were crazy for everyone. Usos got a pop. Don't like they were so excited.
They deserve that pop.
And they deserve that pop. And I'm not saying Cena doesn't deserve that pop. I'm not saying Cena's not a star. I never said that. I said Cena is a star. Cena has great pops, but he just say he's up there with the Stone Colds.
I think
let's not do that.
There is definitely, you cannot argue with anybody that will put Cena on their Mount Rushmore now. You can't.
I'm not saying that.
You can't.
I never said that. I said you can put Cena in your Mount Rushmore, but to say that he's getting the same level pops as Austin and The Rock, nah.
I feel like he is. That
was one pop on a Sunday night, bro.
But what about the Rumble pop when he came back?
Yeah, that was good.
It wasn't good, bro. That was one of the best pops.
Do you know
that was one of the best pops, bro.
They wasn't expecting it. You have to understand. He's getting these pops when they don't expect it. Rock and Austin got these pops when they knew they were going to be scheduled on the show. That's what I'm saying. They knew they were going to be there and they got those pops. What are you on about?
I hear you. I just feel like there's too much. I feel like it's a little bit of Cena hate. I feel like that's a bit of Cena hate. I feel that's a bit of Cena hate.
No,
but
it's not
do you know
Cena hate.
what? Goldberg never got that pop last night.
No.
Goldberg never got that pop.
Goldberg's not a star like Cena, though. What are you talking? Who's comparing Goldberg to Cena?
Some people would say that Goldberg is a star.
He is a star, but he's not. John Cena is a viable, more successful star than Goldberg. 100%. I will never argue that. But he's not as big as Stone Cold in his day. That's what
he's not. He's not as big,
and he's not as big as The Rock in his day.
My point is that pop is measurable to those.
Yes,
pops.
it is. It is. I didn't say it wasn't. I just said the man said, "Oh, it's similar to the Austin and Rock back in their day." That's what he said. And I was like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
It's also a different time.
It's a different time.
It's a different time.
Like the crowds back in the day were just wild anyway.
True, that's true.
Cena, at the end of the day, Cena is absolutely a bona fide star.
Scotty Too Hotty used to get pops, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He did. Bro, Rikishi and Too Cool used to get pops. It was a different time. It's a different time.
I hate when you guys are doing this like you weren't there. Like you weren't there, though.
It's a different time.
You man are moving hella mad.
Did Scotty Too Hotty get pops?
He got cheered.
No, he got pops. Bro.
No, there's a
Too Cool used to get pops, bro.
There's totally a difference because you know
they did.
Hold on, wait, Ace. Are you comparing a Scotty Too Hotty entrance, the Too Cool, to a
My point is,
wait a minute. To a Stone Cold.
No, what we're saying is back then, the pops. What we're saying is them pops back then were loud regardless. They were gonna be nuts
and the pops
anyway.
Today are loud regardless.
Not like then. Not like then. Not like then.
All I'm saying
we're too familiar with wrestlers now. We get to see them. I can go on my phone and see a wrestler.
Exactly.
We did not. We weren't able to back in the day, so they were more.
Exactly.
That is a good point.
Your favorite wrestler might retweet you or reply to something you said online. They weren't like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like now you can get a response if you say something about Randy Orton. Like he might tweet you back.
But will Cena get
back in the day?
Will Cena get that pop again at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
No, because they expect him to be there.
We'll see. We'll see.
Expect him to be there.
We'll see, innit?
Like Cena got good receptions. He always got good pops, but they expect him to be there now. You have to look into that too. That this was a shock. Oh, Cena's there. Oh my God, this is great. Stone Cold, Rock. They knew they were there. And their man were going on like they've never seen them before.
Do you think the Cena sucks chants start again, like as of next week?
Yeah.
Or the week after? Do you?
I think they're coming.
No, but you have to understand the Cena sucks chant. That's part of past. That's like that's not even a thing of like hating on Cena. It's
like
it's having fun. It's fun. Yeah, it's having fun. It's you know what I mean. It's not even like that's not even a thing anymore. Like Cena has definitely won over the crowd. It happened to him time ago. He won over the crowd maybe 2015, 16 when he's doing all that US challenge and all that stuff. Yeah, Cena's a G. He's an absolute G. And he's a star. I will never take like 100% bona fide star. He's definitely up there with a Mount Rushmore talent. Not saying that at all. I'm just saying, let's not go a bit overboard here. And you notice when I mentioned that, I didn't mention Undertaker because the guy mentioned Undertaker too. I felt Cena surpassed Undertaker when it comes to crowd pops.
Yeah, 100%.
Austin Rock, still different gravy.
Yeah.
Still different gravy.
I agree with you. I just feel like he's up there. I don't know if he's up there, but I definitely believe he's like that. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw because I have to leave in 15 minutes.
All right, before we talk about Monday Night Raw, Naomi, you mentioned Ace moved to SmackDown now.
Yes.
So your theory was she's going to join the Bloodline.
Yes.
Do you think that's still definitely going to happen?
So I thought before we didn't get to do a pre Money in the Bank show, but my prediction was that Naomi was going to win the Money in the Bank, cash in on Bianca Belair, and join the bloodline because she's obviously married to Jimmy Uso, and that way they would have all the belts on SmackDown. Do you know what I'm saying? They'd have the Universal Tag Team Champions and the Women's Championship because Naomi is kind of part of the bloodline because she's married to bloodline. Now we found out that she's moving to SmackDown. That can still happen.
Yeah.
I know that they've been doing there. Apparently, I read an interview recently where Naomi said her dream tag team partner is Bianca Belair, and Bianca said the same. So I don't know if they're setting something up where maybe they tag, somebody turns on somebody. I just feel like we're about to get into a Bianca Belair versus Naomi storyline, and I'm here for that. I am here for
all day, every day.
I'm here for 2 WrestleManias in a row with African women, American women headlining.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Because also what you get is you get Usos, maybe Usos Street Profits. Maybe they start going out at the moment. We get some 6-man tags with intergender Usos and Naomi versus Street Profits and Bianca Belair. Then you might get might get 4-way when Usos and Reigns and Naomi link up with. Sorry, I'm messing up the same teams now, innit? Yeah, link up with Street Profits, Bianca Belair, and John Cena. We're gonna have a sick summer of wrestling if they go this way. If they go this way, let's see. Also, I say all of this, but also I'm not sure if Naomi can be a heel. I'm not sure. Because do you remember when she tried to do BAD before?
Yeah.
It weren't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, but I think with her husband and her brother-in-law and her cousin-in-law as well.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman.
And Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman is the master of,
he'll figure out.
He will bring that best thing out of you.
Yeah.
Master of pep talks. He will give Naomi the best pep talk ever. He'll start going back into, you have to remember, you are from African American heritage. Your father was a musician. And he'll go all this, he'll bring it out, make her cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If they go this way,
chains.
If they go this way, I am here for it. Because there's really no one else for her to feud with right now.
That was too far.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. You're right. Now, I think Ace, everything you said is what they have to do.
They have to.
Yeah.
So Raw's kicked off. John Cena back again. Another great pop from John Cena, saying how much he loves the fans, misses the fans. Great to be back. So excited. Said that he wants to say that he's back for a reason to win titles again and something like that. But actually, he's back to put Reigns in his place. Called him an asshole. They had to bleep it out on Raw. And he said that he's going to go to SmackDown to step to Reigns. So obviously, like you said, Ace, like you said, Tay, there's going to be a lot of Rock Cena level type promos going to go back and forth. And remember when I was watching Raw recently, I'm in the 2016 year because I've been doing a chronological order from way back. Geek, I know. And I saw the part a few months ago when when Cena disrespected Reigns.
Yeah.
When Reigns tried to cut a promo and he's like, it's called a promo, kid. If you want to become one of the greats, you got to learn how to cut one.
Yeah, it was rude. That was so rude. That was so
rude. Yeah. And I want Reigns to hit him back with something.
Yeah.
We'll see. After that, Riddle comes down. Riddle and Cena have a little bro off, which was nice. I think that was improv as well. I don't believe that was planned.
You think so?
I mean, maybe it was a little bit planned, but maybe something else is supposed to be said. But I think Cena turned it into a bro off because you can see Riddle was having too much fun for me to think that was planned. And Cena was having too much fun. They were both having too much fun. So that was nice. Riddle and Viking Raiders versus AJ Omos and Morrison. Nice fun match. Riddle, Viking Raiders win. Nothing really much to talk about there. Nothing really happened there. Elias is in his feud with Jackson Riker. I didn't even know they broke up, but I see on this roll. Oh, they fell out. And Jackson Riker now is like a serious dead character looking to the camera like this and a bit intense, whatever. They have this sort of what's it called?
Who's the heel in this? Who's the heel in this feud?
Jackson Riker.
He's the heel.
Yeah.
100%.
So Elias is as a face again.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Jackson Riker beat the shit out of him. There was like, what's it called, Tay? Some sort of like musical hardcore match or something. Like
Symphony of
weird,
Destruction.
Symphony of Destruction. So you had like cellos, you had pianos, you had a dong. It was like Elias went into a dong. There was guitars everywhere. And it was a fun match, I guess. It was a good spot where Jackson Riker suplexed him off the turnbuckle into the table and stuff like that, or to a piano. I can't remember now. But Jackson Riker picks up the win. Ali and Mansoor are now going to be a tag team.
I like it.
Me too. They look good together.
They haven't even wrestled together. You're saying they look good together. That's right.
But as a look.
As a look, I know exactly what you mean. I think they're going to kill it. I think they're going to smash it.
Yeah.
Ali, Pang or not?
Yeah.
He's Pang. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Charlotte cuts the promo, sends shots to Becky Lynch. So I'm assuming we're going to be seeing Charlotte versus Becky at SummerSlam. Ooh.
You think so? You think Becky's coming back that soon?
I think so.
Yeah, I think she's coming back.
I think that's the reason why they put the belt back on Charlotte.
Do you think so? Why they put the belt back on her?
Yeah.
Why they've taken it off her?
Charlotte won the belt. Oh no.
What's wrong with you?
We'll talk about that.
Okay. Yeah.
So forget what
I don't think Becky's coming back for now.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I feel like Becky might be Rumble. Like we might not get until January.
Yeah, it's gonna be Charlotte.
She just had a baby. Even the fact that Charlotte was like Becky's at home breastfeeding. It's like, yeah she is. She's got milk in her titties. How's she gonna wrestle? I think it's too soon.
Yeah, you're right.
I think she might come back earlier.
You think so?
Yeah.
Survivor Series
training and stuff. So I do think she's gonna come back soon.
I don't think SummerSlam though. Survivor Series maybe.
Maybe.
Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax get rid of Reginald after Reginald cost them to lose.
I like this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I do.
I liked how Nia gave him a lovely hug and then headbutts him and then they leave. And then
he sold it though. He sold it.
Then the 24/7 championship come down and Akira Tozawa gets beaten by Reginald. And Reginald fantastic with them athletic flips, man. He's amazing.
I think he's going to be a sick 24/7 champion.
Yeah, he will.
He's going to get out of so many situations.
Yeah,
back flips, all that stuff. Yeah, he's going to be sick.
He's going to be like what Crash Holly was to the hardcore belt.
Yeah, 100%.
Sheamus and Damian Priest are going to be kicking off a rivalry. That should be something to look forward to. I think Sheamus is doing a lot of good work with his mask and the broken nose and beating up. What's his name? What's his name? Coduardo? What's his name?
Alberto Carrillo.
Alberto Carrillo, yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a Sheamus Damian Priest match at SummerSlam.
Should be good.
MVP and Lashley come out, cutting promos, doing a WWE challenge. Keith Lee returns, which is great to see.
Do you call that? It wasn't a squash.
No, it wasn't a squash.
It wasn't a squash, but I didn't want Keith Lee to lose on his return.
Exactly.
Like where'd you go from here now?
Well, he's gonna have to turn heel and fight someone else.
Who?
And just try and get another belt somehow. Who's the champion? US champion. Oh no, he'll probably face Sheamus for the US belt.
No, that's Damian Priest. Oh, maybe him and Damian Priest will have a
or maybe down the line.
Is he going to SmackDown?
Maybe.
Oh, he could be going to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't like that he lost. I don't like that he lost.
No, I didn't like it.
No.
I don't mind it.
Nah.
Then after Keith Lee lost, Goldberg shows up. And it's Goldberg versus Lashley at SummerSlam. Unless they're like, nobody wants to see this match. Maybe we should do a triple threat. Goldberg, Lashley, A, Keith Lee, or B, Big E.
Big E's going to cash in. He's not
on Reigns, isn't it? He's going to cash in on Reigns?
No, I don't think he'll cash in on Reigns.
No.
Maybe he'll cash in after this match.
Do you think he's going to go have a match, Goldberg will win it, and then he'll take on Goldberg?
No, Lashley's going to beat Goldberg.
I wouldn't mind Goldberg winning and then Big E cashes in on Goldberg for a heel turn. Would that make it a heel turn? Is that a heel turn?
No.
He'd still be a face.
Like, if Big E beats Lashley, that's a huge pop, right? Because people will prefer Big E over Lashley as that champion. I feel what they should do, if you really want to make Big E with that Money in the Bank match, keep this whole reign of terror, no pun intended, with Roman Reigns, destroying all these opponents left, right, and center. And Biggie needs to cash it on Reigns. Like when I say cash it on Reigns, not
after Cena, him and Cena.
No.
Next year.
Next year, like Reigns needs to have this title reign. Reigns needs to be the champion by WrestleMania. So Reigns needs to beat big boy competitors.
But we know that Biggie's coming to Raw, right?
Oh, is that what's happening?
That's what they're saying. They're saying Biggie's going to be on Raw from September. So that means that I feel like Reigns Biggie's not going to happen.
My favorite's out the window. So he's going to cash on Lashley.
Yeah. They're saying Biggie's coming to Raw in September when the draft change happens.
Right. So he's going to cash it on Lashley. That's basically what's going to happen. Yeah. Okay. Drew attacked Jinder Mahal when Jinder Mahal was having his moment with his bodyguards. Drew beat one of his bodyguards with that steel chair. I'm seeing bruises in a man's back. I'm like, what is this about? What got here?
Yeah, trust me, he was getting in.
It was a bit much. I do like Drew. I just found that was a bit much. Karrion Kross debuts.
That's also another reason why I'm like, Keith Lee, who was the last NXT champion, and Karrion Kross both lost on Monday Night Raw. Like, you're just shitting on NXT.
That was terrible.
He lost to Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Hardy.
Come on,
they're
man.
taking the piss.
They're taking a piss.
Do you know what
this man has hardly been beaten, and Jeff Hardy beat him. No, man.
You know what I did like to see though? I did notice something. Karrion Kross's inner child came out. Did you notice something?
Why? What did he do?
So as he's standing, waiting for Jeff Hardy to come out to the ring, Jeff Hardy's old 2008
music come there.
Did you see Karrion Kross's face?
Nah.
The camera cut to Karrion Kross and he had this big smirk in his face, but he had to try and hide it. Because I don't think he knew they were going to play his old that version.
Right.
So when he played that version, he was like, and then he had to stay in character. But I was like, because I know he's a massive fan of wrestling.
Right.
But yeah, you know what? Can I be honest? I agree with Tay and I agree with Ace. It's a bit of a weird decision, but I'm cool with it.
Why?
That's because Karrion Kross for me, it just hasn't. And I was saying, and that's the funny thing, I was the one saying he's going to be the future of WWE. I was saying this for years before he signed. But since he's joined, it just hasn't really for me.
Do you know what I think is Efries? Because if he had lost the belt and then came and debuted on Raw and lost, all right, cool. He's the current NXT champion.
Yeah, I know.
You can't make your current NXT. Like, what does that? Yeah, nah, I don't like it. I'm not in it. Sorry.
But Karrion Kross is going to continue. Obviously, that's his debut on Raw, so he's on Raw now.
Yeah.
So that means Karrion Kross is going to continue his feud with Jeff. Who knows what may happen? He's going to continue. Jeff may come NXT champion for a little bit.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Jeff might go down to the Performance Center for.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't mind seeing Jeff with a few of them guys.
It might be that.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't be mad at that.
That will probably happen. Switch him up for Finn Balor. They'll probably keep on doing that kind of rotation.
Yeah. And lastly, Charlotte Ria Ripley was the main event of Raw. Good match. But then obviously, as you know, when the fight happened after the bell rang, it was this double disqualification. These two are fighting each other out the ring. Rhea Ripley does that ripcord thing outside. And then Nikki cashes in. Now, Nikki is now the new Raw Women's Champion. Good news for Nikki. I do love Nikki. I do love Nikki Cross. She deserves it. We'll see. We'll have all given our opinions about what's going to happen with this character. So, yeah, a very good Raw. So before we sign off, out of 5, what would you rank Money in the Bank? I'm going to go with Tay first.
4.
Ace.
4.
I'm getting 5. Yeah, 5 out of 5, baby. I thought it was a very good pay-per-view. I loved it. Raw was great too. Tay text us in the morning saying it's like Raw after WrestleMania vibes.
It was.
When I heard that, yeah, because I was half asleep, I saw that. I whipped up my laptop and I watched that straight away. And she was right. It definitely was booked like a WrestleMania, Raw after WrestleMania. All right, so that's us signing out. We got a special guest next week, Ace.
Oh no, do you know what? It didn't happen. Technology failed me. I was supposed to be chatting to the Almighty, but technology failed me that week. So hopefully we'll get in a couple of weeks' time.
No problem. Hopefully you can request to have MVP with him too.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
All right, guys, love you guys. More Kick Out podcast next week. Take care.
All right. Peace.